tell me, what is the road ahead for BARC? You've been doing fairly well. You came up with the rural data last year, and now you are looking at data for convergence.
Yeah, so convergence is part of the roadmap. I think the big challenges or big steps ahead is one, this new JV that we have done for the meters, MDL, which is a 5149 JV with TAM. So that integration is on, and we will expand the base of.
Is it a JV or you just bought over competition?
No, it's a JV 5149 with TAM. So that whole integration is a tough one. It's a fairly involved exercise, if I may say. And then the whole expansion of the panel to the 33,000, which is supposed to happen by early next year. So that part is on. The second big one is the split beams that we talk about, which is effectively what internationally is called ad insertions. So just the ads get changed in multiple markets. The third big thing would be the Val ID thing that we are talking about, which effectively uniformly tags all commercials for to be played with across channels, which will help the process in multiple ways than one. And of course, the big one is the digital thing, where what we are aiming to do is a cross-platform rating, which is TV plus digital or TV and digital separately.
In terms of expectations, what are the 3 years of I want from BARC?
There is fair amount of satisfaction with the way BARC is going. Obviously, the next step will be a larger sample size, because a large part of advertising goes into English media, into news. We feel that our members want more granularity in the data and more robustness, both reliability and validity of that data. So hopefully, with our panel size becoming bigger, that data will become more robust. Okay, and of course, the big elephant in the room, digital. Are people consuming advertising only on television? How do we capture advertising being consumed on say a pad like the one you're holding? Is it a way to capture it? How do we capture it? How do we bring all this together? So that is the elephant that probably will get solved over the next probably 24 months.
Ravi Shankar Prasad, commenting that it is possibly the same as TAM in terms of fidelity. So why do you think they're unhappy?
No idea. I have no sense on what he said. I also am told that he also said the number of meters have to go up. Now that is a statistics call. What numbers meters have to go up to? That's a separate discussion. Park that. I think the road ahead is we have to get back to our board and probably talk, in addition to what Parthos said, some of the niche genres we have to represent better. And what are the ways of doing it? So be it English, be it news, So that's the thing we have to press. There's a lot on our plate. See, the point is everyone expects magic solutions. Nowhere in the world has this thing like this of this scale, this magnitude pulled off in 24 months or whatever.
20 months, $44 million.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I think somewhere this is a journey, and there are many milestones to be crossed. For an industry-led body with multiple agendas and multiple stakeholders to come so far, I think it's wonderful. I think with the passion of the chairman and the team there, you'll definitely find that some of these roadblocks will go away. If I remember what people said to me, I was not there, I came session up immediately after that. The minister said that we need probably 100,000 meters for a country like this. Right? Now, that's an easy one to say. Who's going to fund it? Ambi spoke about funding is a big one. I think the ministers hearing this on the side from the news broadcasters, and we have to find a solution. Being an industry body, we have some disadvantages, we have some advantages. Disadvantages are that you are answerable to everyone, and Parthos team has to respond. Advantages are we can talk about it openly, we can say this is what is happening. So I think this is one of the problems we are facing, which the minister may not know, a little bit of infiltration from some of our constituencies. We are taking some action on that. We have done a little bit of, and all this happens in these genres. We are doing, naming and shaming in some way, in our own way. We can't do it directly because of the legal system of the country, but there's some amount happening. So I think the answer is not as simple as putting 1 lakh meters as the minister suggested, but some of the constituencies need to be addressed. Definitely we need to be addressed.
What do you think is the right panel size that you should have?
See, I think for what we are today, 22,000 is what we have started. I think is very decent. See, it's not about being right. It also has to be affordable. See, India is a country with just about $3 billion advertising revenues from television. For that, the kind of money that is to be spent for measuring, there's always a give and take on that, right? I mean, it's not that, obviously one would always want 100,000 meters, but then Can the industry afford it today? No, very clear. The Ministry of INB is very, very clear about it. They have put out a notification in 2014 January with very clearly says how many meters we should start with and how many meters should go to in 4 years. We are completely following that guideline to the T, not just a number of meters, everything else.
What are your expectations from your stakeholders?
I think it has been a good ride, yes. Sometimes you feel that some people do not see the practical side of things, which is what it's our job to evangelize, as Sashi is saying, and make them understand, like this whole thing about how many number of meters per se is the right meter and everything. I mean, there is no right answer. Very honestly, there is no right answer to that. There are other issues like, for example, this integrity issue or the infiltration issue that Sashi briefly mentioned. This is something that I think as broadcasters need to get into some kind of a self-regulation, which will help the whole industry per se, not just BARC, because when somebody does such practices, the other guys get affected.
You identified one broadcaster, you've taken some action against them. So has the IBF, taken some action against them?
No, we took some action against them. It's not about IBF. So we are now trying to talk to IBF, NBA, that whether we can form some other kind of mechanism to do this, because legal systems being what it is in India, it's not very easy for us to, beyond a point, cross that line.
What, according to you, should be the road ahead for BARC?
I think for everyone in the ecosystem, whether it's us inside BARC or whether it's our shareholders or our stakeholders, in whichever way, the big difference or the big message I want to leave behind is that this is a new rating, this is the new normal. And it's a matter of time. The comparison with the past, whichever way you want to compare, will be meaningless and odious. And I know stuff. I know when I wear the media planning hat, it becomes tough. But on every parameter, markets, fidelity, variance, I can go on and on, DG, cuts, all kinds of things. To a certain extent, there will be problems. Some of them, like I said, with what Partho's got planned out, will be fixed. There's the open dialogue with the ecosystem to how to fix the problem. So I don't think that will continue. I'm very confident. With some of them we ourselves, it's not fair to talk about it now because we've not got the board permission, but we know where we're heading. So I'm not worried about the specifics. Don't worry me. So, having the confidence of what we have pulled off in the last 2 years, that doesn't worry me at all. Obviously, the board has to bless it. We have various ideas and various other things there. The crux of the problem will be comparison with 15 years of what is decoded in your brain. That has to change, and I'm sure that will change.
Partho, what next for BARC? Are you looking at radio at all? Radio measurement?
Honestly speaking, we use audio watermarking as a technology, okay? But I think whatever we are seeing from the ecosystem and what demands we are getting, we can do 500 different things, but we have to choose where our bandwidth can be spent more effectively. So at this point of time, and as per board's decision, you heard what we are going to do.
Any one thing that you think ought to be done in the next 1 year?
We should discuss cross-platform ratings.
I think digital and TV together, yes.
So I'll say the same thing, but I'll say in the context of what has happened in the world, most evolved markets like US, UK, and what we are achieving and what we will hopefully do in the next 1 year with digital will be dramatically different from what the world has seen.
Great. On that note, thank you and congratulations once again for a year of BARC.
Thank you.
With measurement metrics and reach like that of BARC, one sure can hope to see interesting changes in the media ecosystem in time to come. Moving on, let's check out the campaigns released this week.
It's a new life for me, yeah, and I'm feeling good.
Jockey, the American innerwear and leisurewear brand, has released a campaign titled Feels Like Jockey. Conceived by LNK Saatchi and Saatchi, the campaign consists of 4 films and one 60-second montage version, along with radio and outdoor executions. With this campaign, the brand aims to reaffirm its American lineage.
Feeling good.
Tropicana Slice has unveiled a new ad campaign, Har Goond Ras Bhara Aam, featuring its brand ambassador Katrina Kaif. With this campaign, the brand aims to bring alive the proposition that Tropicana Slice is all about the indulgence and pure mango pleasure. The campaign has been crafted by J. Walter Thompson.
Tropicana Slice. हर घूंट रस भरा आम।
Quitting a job to start your own company is risky. Give it another thought.
Chevrolet has launched a campaign, Chevrolet Cruise, for those who do their own thinking. Conceptualized by Commonwealth, the campaign aims to touch chord with its target audience, the independents, young achievers who are always striving for more power and recognition.
Thought about it. Believing in yourself is not risky.
That's all we have this week, and like always, the Brandstand team had great fun bringing the show to you. Do mail us your feedback at brandstand@zmedia.slgroup.com or reach out to us via Twitter. I'll see you all next week with a very special tete-a-tete. Take care.